Was almost 3 a.m. when my phone buzzed violently on the nightstand. The sound cut through the suffocating silence of my bedroom, dragging me out of a restless sleep. At first, I thought it was another spam call. But when I squinted at the screen, the name froze my blood. It was Chris, a friend I hadn't spoken to in years. A friend who died in a car accident back in 2016. My pulse hammered in my ears. I wanted to toss the phone away, but something inside whispered, "Answer it." I hesitated, then slid my thumb across the screen. "Hello?" Static filled my ear, low and grinding. Then, faintly, beneath the distortion, my name. Ethan. That voice, it was Chris's voice. Raspy, broken, but real. "Chris? What the hell is this? This isn't funny." Silence. Then heavy breathing. Finally, in a voice soaked with despair, "Don't come here. Don't come down." The line went dead. I should have ignored it. But guilt drove me out the door. The night air was bitter as I drove. When I pulled into the lot, the place was deserted. Rows of silent storage units stretched into the dark. Number 11 was dented, scratched, as though something inside had tried to claw its way out. My hands shook as I slid the keycard. The lock clicked open. The door screeched as I rolled it upward. Inside was nothing but blackness. A black so thick it swallowed my phone's flashlight. I stepped inside. The door clanged shut behind me. "Chris?" I whispered. At first, silence. Then, a faint scuffling sound, like bare feet dragging. I spun the light. Empty. But when I turned back, a figure stood at the far end. It was Chris, or what was left of him. I stepped inside. The door clanged shut behind me. "Chris?" I whispered. At first, silence. Then, a faint scuffling sound, like bare feet dragging. I spun the light. Empty. But when I turned back, a figure stood at the far end. It was Chris, or what was left of him. His face was pale, stretched thin, his eyes two deep voids. His mouth hung open in a silent scream. In his hands he clutched a cracked phone. On the glowing screen, my number. "Ethan," the voices chorused, not from a mouth, but from the endless hollow of its face. "You answered. Now, you belong here." I bolted. The door wouldn't budge. My fists slammed metal, echoes booming. Behind me, claws scraped concrete. Closer. A cold hand brushed my shoulder. I screamed, and the light died. When I opened my eyes, it was morning. My phone. That night, I told myself I wouldn't go. I locked the doors, left the lights on, tried to drown the thought with TV noise. But the phone buzzed again. Same number, same name, Chris. I let it ring until it stopped. Relief washed over me, until I glanced at the window. Through the reflection in the glass, I saw him. Pale, hollow-eyed, standing in my living room, staring straight at me. When I turned around, nothing. Only the whisper, "Unit 12. Fear gnawed at me, but curiosity dragged me back to Cloverfield. Unit number 12 looked newer, untouched, its steel door polished compared to the others. Still, the air reeked of decay. My hands trembled as I slid the card. The lock clicked. Inside, the smell hit harder. Rot, mold, something old and sour. My flashlight flickered across dusty boxes stacked high. Then, a ringing. A phone, buried inside one of the boxes, vibrating violently. Its screen lit with my name. My heart nearly stopped. I lifted the phone. Cold seeped into my skin, as if the plastic wasn't real. I pressed answer. Hello? Static. Then screams. Hundreds of voices, overlapping, shrieking in agony. I dropped it, but the voices kept pouring out, echoing against the concrete. Then silence, and from the darkness, a whisper that wasn't Chris's. You opened the wrong door. The box toppled, spilling photographs across the floor. Each photo showed me, sleeping. Last night, last week, years ago. I staggered back, bile rising in my throat. Who had been watching me all these years? The photos ended abruptly with one I hadn't seen before. Me, standing inside unit number 12, flashlight in hand. The exact moment I was in right now. The sound of dragging footsteps echoed behind me. I turned, shaking. Chris again, his face collapsing into shadow. You shouldn't have come, he rasped. The shadows around him thickened, crawling up the walls like living veins. The walls began to pulse. The unit stretched wider, deeper, swallowing me in impossible corridors. I ran, but each turn led me back to the same spot. Chris, waiting, his empty eyes bleeding black tears. It wants you, he croaked. It feeds on you. From the shadows, the skeletal figure emerged again, its void face pulsing, whispers drilling into my skull. Answer again, it hissed, stretching a long hand toward me. Answer and stay forever. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Hands trembling. I pulled it out. My name glowed on the screen. An incoming call from myself. Not Chris. Not anyone else. Me. I froze, breath sharp and shallow. The creature loomed, whispering in dozens of voices. Answer. Answer. Against every instinct, my thumb slid across the screen. A voice, my own, spoke through the static. You never left. You died years ago, Ethan. This is where darkness pressed against me. My phone flickered, screen cracking with static until the glow vanished. Only my breathing remained. I slammed fists against the steel door. It didn't budge. Then I heard footsteps echoing, slow and deliberate. Not Chris. He was gone. This was heavier, dragging something metallic across the concrete. A faint glimmer appeared ahead. A lantern, swaying in invisible hands. The lantern drew closer, revealing a figure cloaked in tattered robes, its face hidden, but the sound, rasping like lungs full of ash, made my skin crawl. It whispered one word, trade. My mouth went dry. Trade what? I asked, voice shaking. The figure raised a long, skeletal finger toward my chest. My heart thundered. It didn't want money. It wanted something living, something mine. Suddenly, photographs scattered across the floor again. But these weren't of me. They were of people I loved. My mother, my brother, my old friends. Each photo showed them sleeping, unaware. My blood froze. The figure tilted its head. Trade, it rasped again. Rage flared in me. No, I shouted. The lantern dimmed. Silence stretched. Then the shadows themselves began peeling off the walls, forming dozens of hands reaching for me. The hands dragged me deeper into the corridor. My screams echoed, swallowed by the black. My flashlight sputtered on for a second, enough to glimpse rows of steel doors. endless, stretching farther than I could see. Each was numbered, each identical to unit number 12. I realized this wasn't one storage facility. It was hundreds, thousands, a labyrinth beneath the earth. And every door whispered for me to open it. One door burst open with a metallic groan. Inside, dozens of phones rang at once, the chorus rising like a funeral hymn. I covered my ears, but the sound pierced straight into my skull. Screens lit with names, all my own. Dozens of versions of me calling, begging, screaming. The whispers returned. Choose. My vision blurred. Which phone should I answer? If any? I grabbed one at random. The call connected instantly. My own voice cried out, panicked. Don't answer! Don't! Then, silence. A mirror cracked into existence across the wall, showing me, not as I was, but older, hollow, dead-eyed. My reflection grinned. Welcome back. The mirror rippled like water, pulling me forward. I resisted, but the shadowy hands shoved me inside.